Stay informed on earnings trends and analysis in Zacks Earnings Outlook.
Well, the Q3 earnings season is about a week old at this point, and our research director, Shiraz Mian, is going to give us his read on what's been going on so far. Now, everyone came into this earnings season with optimism based on, the past couple of seasons. Even though estimates were declining, people were still, somewhat optimistic. But the decline came against a backdrop of stock market gains, and so that helped support the optimism. That's right. Then came that big market drop.
That's right.
That one day. So now I have to ask you, is optimism regarding corporate earnings still the watchword here?
It is actually. So you're absolutely correct. The backdrop last few earnings season has been very good, and that reflected in stock prices too. So earnings and interest rates, the two pillars of the market, both were seen as supporting stock prices moving higher. Now that interest rates have moving in the other direction, the question is, are earnings still as strong as they have been in recent quarters? I think they are, but that's what we will see this earnings season. We have heard some evidence that there is room to worry about stuff. So the trade issues, the international supply chains disruptions, Granger, Fastenal,
yep.
They were really hit hard because of issues related to that. So we need to get reassured.
So even though earnings have come in relatively good up to this point, again, only about a week old here, caution is maybe warranted as we go forward?
Is there that word, cautious optimistic?
Yeah.
So I think it's reasonable to expect that the positives we had been seeing over the last few quarters will continue this earnings season as well. But a lot will depend on how management teams put the business conditions, the ground business conditions for the current quarter and beyond, and that's the element that we need to be cautious about.
All right, briefly, what do you have on the scorecard so far?
So as of today, we have 69 S&P 500 companies that have reported results, about 14% of the total, about 19% of the total market cap in the index now has reported results. 20% is the earnings growth, 7.8% is the revenue growth, 84.1% are beating EPS estimates, and 62.3% are beating revenue estimates. The growth and the proportion of positive surprises are about in line with historical trends. The revenue beats are a bit on the lighter side.
Okay, maybe that's a little bit of a red flag?
It's possible. So we knew that growth was expected to decelerate this quarter, and we are seeing evidence of that. On the earnings side, on the revenue side, it appears that the deceleration may be a little bit more than was projected. So the proportion of companies that are beating revenue estimates is the lowest since the first quarter of 2017. So it's possible that this is just an early transitory trend that as the rest of the earnings season comes out, it gets flushed through the data. But that's something we're watching.
What are you seeing with margins?
Margins are doing good. We saw good numbers from finance. Finance is heavily represented in the sample thus far. We would see that with energy too, as they report in the coming results. And it's these two sectors that are really driving the margin gains. Tech is doing better as well. But on the whole, we are continuing to see companies doing good on the expense side.
So too early to tell what growth is going to look like for the quarter?
So when the earnings season started, estimates had dropped to about 17.9% on a year-over-year basis for earnings. It has gone up to about 19%. And when all is said and done, based on prior history, I would say we should get around 21, 22%. So a pretty strong growth trend still, particularly after the very strong first half.
All right, we're talking here on October the 18th. Bottom line, based on everything you've seen so far, what we've discussed as well, earnings still going to be key as far as this market rally goes?
It needs to be. So if interest rates are no longer a big, huge support for stock prices after they have started trending up, then we need to see a lot more reassurance that the corporate profitability picture still remains very strong and firm. I think that's the case, but we'll see as more of these earnings results come out.
All right, we'll check back with you as we go through this earnings season. In the meantime, if you want to see Shiraz's written commentary on what's going on with earnings trends and earnings development for the Q3 season, get on over to the homepage, Zacks.com. You can link to it from there. Earnings preview on Mondays and the written earnings outlook on Thursdays. With Shiraz, I'm Terry Ruffalo.